What's going on, guys? I hope we're all good. Today what we're going to go over is a regular deadlift pattern. Now, a regular deadlift pattern is one of my favourites, purely because it's sport specific, because it transitions from everything from jumping to running and in between. It's also one of the best exercises to get your lower back strong. A lot of you struggle with having lower back issues because your lower back is weak, not necessarily because you've got a lower back pain. Setup, very, very simple. Is what you're going to do is have the bar so that it's over your laces of your shoes. It's not going to be too far in front, because when I reach for the bar, my knees go forward, I'm going to bang my knees. Secondly, what I'm going to do is thinking about bracing my abs by pushing my sternum towards my belly button. That's going to set my abs. If you bend over like this, and then try and wiggle your spine out, what you'll do is you'll be pulling with a flex back, and that's what we don't want to do, is you want to pull with a fixed spine position, not flexed in an unrigid spine position. From that position, a key note for this is your deadlift pattern is your knuckles need to be facing down. What I see a lot of are people holding the bar like this. What it does is it takes tension away in my wrist and takes tension out of my scap. Secondly, shoulder blades are going to be back and down, so I'm going to pin them down. So we've got brace your abs, knuckles down, shoulder blades down. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw my hips backwards so that the weight goes onto the back of my foot between the arch of my foot and my heel. I should be able to bring my toes off the floor without bringing them off the floor. We want 3 points of contact, my big toe, my little toe, and my heel, but I'm gonna shift my hips back to find the bar. So I'm gonna brace my abs, shoulders back and down, hips back, find the bar. Secondly, from this position, elbows go backwards. Elbows go back, and what I'm gonna do is wedge in the bar. What that means is elbows go back, I sink between the bar, and I drive my legs away from me to stand up, okay? Now, one thing that I see a lot of are people with their back going up first, because they don't turn their elbows back and lock their lats in. They do this. Secondly, what we have to think about here is losing the click in the bar. The click in the bar means you have no tension. If you hear this, you can hear that it's rattling. That means that I've got no pressure. So same setup applies. Toes facing forward. Also, I forgot to mention is try and turn your feet so that your big toes grabbing the floor and you're externally rotating your knees. That's going to give you more torque throughout your hip. So I'm going to have brace down, find the bar. From that, knuckles down, elbows back, chest up. From this position here, I have pressure. You can hear, you can see the bars about to come off the floor already. That's because as I brace, so brace, nothing. So breathe, brace, and through. What you'll see with my head position as well is that I have my chin in a full position most of the time. You can look up with your eyes. What we don't want to see is your head looking up this way. That's because you're going to have a nerve block in your neck, one, and two, you can actually hurt your neck doing this. So again, we'll just repeat the process. I'm going to set up to the bar, chest down, hips back, hands over, knuckles down, over, elbows back, breathe, brace, drive and finish. For me to break the bar and get it to the floor, I push my hip back first and then my knees. What I don't do, if I bend my knees first, I've got to try and go around my knees. So hips, knees, hips, knees. Next video, what I'm going to go over is the reasoning behind a sumo technique and the difference between a regular technique. And then the last one I'll go through is a rack pull and a hex bar.